Looks like we stumbled upon some Mac stuff. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Garnett-Tools. We've all seen countless videos on what $500 gets you from Snap-on. But the thing is, they're not the only tool truck around. So today, we're going to have a look at what $500 brings home from Mac Tools. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and hit that bell to be notified of all my latest uploads. Now, let's get into it. Address the elephant in the room, this big old hunkin' tool bag right here. Thought I was wrong. Turns out I was merely mistaken. This is gonna be over $650 so of a tool haul here. So we're only a wee tad further down the tool truck rabbit hole here. But this is the TB506 wheeled tool bag from Mac Tools, of course. This thing is I love this thing. Now, I got it because you can carry this thing like this. They provided a nice little cutout here. Now, this is one of those products that inevitably is offered by a couple of their other brands. So I had to look at the Falcom bag, and it was the same bag, same exact bag. There might be a slight variation in the color, maybe, but logo is different. Of course, they wanted like $400 for it, something like that, something crazy, something stupid. But I figured, hey, pick up the Mac Tools one since I like it so much. But this thing is pretty nice. I like that it. Of course, there's not much in the way of security when they do it this way, but yeah, I guess you're gonna have to keep a tight eye on your tools. But this it offers a nice little slot here for a hand saw, and it's all plastic in there so you don't tear up the other side of the bag. You got a bunch of pockets around the thing. You got a couple of little holders in the front of the bag here. You got a whole setup here. It looks like you stashed some screwdrivers back here, and nice, keeps it clean, out of the way. Looks like you stashed maybe pliers here. Nice little pocket in the top. It also comes with this strap. Which I don't ever use these things. Ever. I mean, it might come in handy when this thing is loaded down, where you got to use this thing and the handle just to be able to lug this thing anywhere. But it has wheels, so I'm going to use those. Oddly enough, though, it features two hooks for tape measures. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, maybe it's, you know, double hooks for like hanging a tool there, a small little power tool or something. I don't know. But you also have those holders on the front of this thing, and pocket on the side, pockets on the little tiny pockets on the back here. But yeah, this thing is nice, retractable little handle there. But $109, that ran me. Okay, now that we're in the comfort of my office, yes, that's right, the back of the service van, we're going to go through the rest of this stuff. Now this thing is, of course, the SXEK5PT 5-piece extension set. Now, I love this thing. This is quite possibly, the best extensions in the business, because knurling right where you need it. Click down on the ratchet, right there. Easy access to the knurl. Love that. Love that. Now, go ahead and open the rest of the set here. And this was something that was quite, comes at quite a premium. I mean, when it comes to the tool truck, everything comes at quite a premium, right? But, oh yeah, the chrome on that stuff is nice. So, even when you get into the longer ones, they still put the knurling where it would normally be. But you additionally have that knurl at the top of the female drive-in there. And it makes for such an awesome experience. Literally, Matco and Mac are the only two brands that do this. Matco's a little different. They got two bands, so they got their logo and all that hogwash right in the center of where you should your precious knurl. They decided to, you know, throw some branding there, but I like the Mac better because you have a full, you know, that contact patch of that knurl is the whole drive-in. Now, interestingly enough, the smallest 1-inch does not have it at all. Matco's does. So it's a little strange. I'll probably end up going just like that, just so I have a little bit of knurl on my 1-inch. But that's that. What was that? And that was $129.99 for that guy. That's it. I mean, what a steal, right? But I'm just gonna pack that up like that, and it comes with a nice little tray. Nice addition. Of course, completely made in America. This is so the premium in this case worth the hubbub at tool truck normalities, I guess you would say. That's what it would run you. But that's that. Throw all these extensions in here. I'm probably gonna same length. Yep, I'm gonna maybe back up or something do with those. That's that, the SXEK5PT. Now, the next thing is this spark plug socket set. Now, thought I was someone who was in the know and knew what they were doing. I had looked for specific Mac sockets like this, and I had found them on eBay. But we're getting too far. We're getting a little too far. This is the SPK 13-SET, of course, set. But this thing was pricey. So, what I was getting at there is, this is a spark plug socket set. Now, I'm greatly interested, just as I have picked up those extensions, I'm interested in the knurl. So I had found longer form spark plug sockets from Garnett-Tools that were made in America. The thing is, that was on eBay. So somewhere on this, here we go, it says it right here, Hecko in Taiwan, made in Taiwan, which came as a bunch of surprise to me. I figured paying $177.99 would get me something made in America. But as it turns out, much to my dismay, the same exact thing's available from Sunex. So, granted, without the knurl, you could get this kit in Sunex. And it's also doesn't have these two, I don't think. You might be able to purchase those separately from Sunex, but I know for a fact that the swivels are available from Sunex for about 30-some bucks, and the 7-piece, and it essentially the same exact thing, except the Mac, this comes in one set, and it's most of them are knurled. I did want the knurl, but I think $60 for the 7-piece from Sunex and 34 for, so about $90, 94, 95 bucks. You can have the same thing minus these two, of course, but I ended up paying $177, which give or take, you know, the knurl, in my case, I wanted it badly, so I guess it's worth it. I don't know. Probably not to most fellas out there. Because if you could get, you know, these long ones and these ones from Sunex, in addition to these ones from Sunex, then, you know, who would want to spend the extra money, you know? More money for other tools. But it comes, the knurl's nice. Of course, made in Taiwan, like I said. Chrome's nice. We got rubber in all of them. And I needed something like this to reach some of the deeper set in spark plugs that I have to access at times. And you know, you definitely need these if you're working on whatever engine. If you're working on a forklift, get these. You need these at least, because getting into some of these things is ridiculous. You hear car guys complain about accessing an engine bay. You try working on a 20-year-old forklift with a 4.3 Vortec in it. Yeah. You got that much space to get that spark plug out. So, that's that. 177. Now, this next thing, pretty simple. These are the Mac Tools gloves. Now, they're called Mac, or MACMCHTGL, large. But these are, you know, pretty eye-catching. I figured out you can never have too many gloves, in my opinion. But they fit well. I mean, the color doesn't come through. I can see it right now. It doesn't come through really well on the camera. The color is a little deeper of a green than it looks in the camera. But I can pull out my phone, and these actually work with your phone. So, I mean, not too well, but they do work. As you can see there. That's that Sunex. That's that Sunex freaking set that's cheaper than my set. But they do work. But I don't know how much I'll use that feature. You know, I wear gloves when I get dirty. And I get really dirty. So, probably more likely to take the glove off than to use the phone with the glove on, because it's inevitably going to be packed down with dirt. But they were $25.99. $25.99. Now, most gloves like this, they're made by, what's that popular glove? Mechanics. But these ones are not. These are the rare instance that a glove is made by that 212 Performance, and that's, you know, pretty nice glove. Granted, $25 is a bit of a, for a basic glove, that's a bit of a stretch. You know, no real features other than, you know, it feels like, yeah, the back of this is just thin cloth material. Yeah, this is rubber, this is rubber. Basic glove, pretty much. No impact features or nothing like that. But then again, these are half the price of Snap-ons, so I guess that's, yeah, you pay your way, I guess. Now, this thing, I'm gonna have to change the framing for these next two. But this thing is, let's see here, where is it at? M6EUL. Now, what that is a locking universal swivel extension. 6-inch long, made in Taiwan, I do believe. I didn't get the make on this. It doesn't say. Of course, it's not America because it would have said it on it. But let's see how well it works. Break out my lone snap-on 1/4-inch socket here. Yeah, it locks. It locks pretty good on there, actually. But I don't like the profile that is. It's quite deep. I'd probably prefer one that's not locking, so it'd be a smaller length here. But that's pretty good. But the thing is, with this product here, you ready for the price? This one was a bit of a shell shocker. I told him to add it to my bill. And I did not know it was $51.99. I know someone else makes this. I probably could have got that cheaper. Definitely. You know, for tool truck price even. That's, wow. $51.99. But whatever. That's that thing. Locks. M6 EUL locking. See, this is another product that's I thought I found one, the M6 EU, that was made in America. I thought I found one on eBay. It's another one of those things where they're pulling the wool over your eyes. You look for a product, you find it, you're like, oh, those are made in America, let me buy one, you know, but I want one brand new. Well, guess what? The new ones ain't. And that sucks. But this next one is, of course, made in America. So, this is a 3/8 drive impact universal. This is something I so desperately needed to access. I only had well, previously to today, or this instance, I only had a 1/2-inch impact. Actually, no, I'm wrong about that. I have a 1/4-inch impact, but my most used drive size, just like I imagine anyone else, any other mechanic out there, is 3/8 drive, and I did not have one in 3/8 drive. So this is it says right here, XUP2BA, right? Yep, XUP2BA, $47.99 for that guy. But this thing's at least made in America, you know? I don't like that other thing. And I think that leaves me with one final item. So, pull you back out a little bit. This is the STL500M 500 Lumen stick light. It's the Garnett-Tools Pro Stick, essentially. And I got this at a discount because he did not have one brand new. This was, I guess, his personal one. So he dug in his truck, found a charger, and gave me this for 75 bucks even. So what it is essentially, I'm gonna have to change the lighting because I'm using one right now, but it's essentially that. I discovered that. These are pretty much the same thing. And I know that because you see that light right there? When you plug this one in, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But this is way thinner than that. Now, I imagine that these are probably sourced from the same manufacturer, because if you have a look at the button there, yeah, there's a great deal of similarity there. The rubber on this is much different though than the rubber on this Carlisle one, but of course the plug is the same. Pro Stick plug fits right in to my Carlisle light, and it does charge it. So this one I think is this one's 600 lumen too. Unless I'm mistaken about that. 6 or 5, but you know, in the same ballpark. This one, weaker magnets on this guy though. This magnets on this guy, strong, like an ox. This one, weak. I find that, you know, anything you put this on it, if you bump it, it falls off. I can't do that with this, you know. But I wanted this thing because it offers much in the way of, if you need to stick this thing up in somewhere to get light on something, maybe that's the only space you have, and when you go to stick it in there, you can't really see what you're looking at because this is, you know, butt right up against it. Well, with this guy, you know, it's a little under half the the thickness there. You could take this, turn it on, stick it right in to your work area and be able to see, because it's so thin, you know, very thin. Let's see if we can get a comparison here. Yeah, it's about the thickness of a 1/4 inch, the female drive-in of the 1/4 inch. It's about the same thickness there. Yeah, so being able to stick something in and get light on something that easily is a huge benefit to me. But there are some features that this thing has that this thing inevitably doesn't. This thing, I think, ran me about 50 bucks. So for a $25 premium, I get a thinner light and some more features, but weaker magnets. But this, if you watch here, this one will start with the top light, I think. See here, we gotta wait a second. Turn it off, turn it back on. See, this one has memory. This one remembers where you were at. This one does not. So it always starts at the low setting, I believe, and then gets brighter. So I like that. I like it on the low setting because you get the most use out of it. You turn it on, low setting, you get the most battery life out of the low setting. So, and then this one, yeah, if you cycle through, I think if you let it sit on for a while on one setting, you turn it off, yeah, it turns right off, and then you let it sit for a while and turn it back on, it goes to the same setting. So they are a little different in the way of features. Maybe one's, you know, a newer little board or whatever, newer logics in one of them or something like that. But I like this thing. I don't know how I like this thing yet. I haven't had much much time to use it. I used it like once. It worked pretty well for what it was. This also has a hook built in, but this one has so I guess this one has a little more features than this one does, except for the battery light. And I had the smaller one, the smaller version of this, but I lost it. And I believe that one did light up when you hit the button and show you the battery. So I think that one might be broken. I might have to take it back or something. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Let me see. Count 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, because of that bag. Yep, that's what, over 650 bucks on the Mack truck. So let me pull out and actually we can't do that. I have to do something else because we have that bag. I know what we can do. So that is everything. The total actually came around to be $662. Now, just to run through everything really quickly, the prices: the gloves were $25.99. This was 75 bucks even light. The spark plug socket set was $177.99. This 3/8 drive, impact universal, $47.99. This 1/4 inch extension with a universal and a lock, $51.99. And these USA made extensions were $129.99, and also the bag was $109.99. So that's all of it. That's my Mac Tools haul. You know, you don't really get much of an insight when it comes to Mac Tools when you're looking at videos on YouTube. A lot of people don't cover them as much as they cover the other brands. Even when it comes to like Cornwell and Matco, you know, you would think Mac Tools would be covered a lot more, but they're not. So I tracked the Mac Tools guy. I found out there was a Mac Tools guy in my area, and I tracked him down specifically. I sought him out, so my opinion is based on what I have experienced firsthand, and not word of mouth, not my buddy's cousin had a bad Mac guy, none of that. Firsthand, I know, I have the Mac guy's number. I know how well he's willing to work with me, how well he isn't, you know. So I'm not just on here saying whatever because Mac Tool sucks, I heard this, or Mac Tool sucks, I heard that. No, I actually went out, I found a guy, I bought all of this from the Mac guy. And tool guys usually love me because I pay right on the spot. So this was 2 actual separate purchases. I forget exactly what items I got when, but this was 2 separate purchases. I bought the bag and I think these 2 items together. But it's nice to see what you're getting into from, you know, first-hand experience, what you're getting into. And from the looks of it, yes, all this stuff, most of this stuff you can find elsewhere. But a key difference is with the spark plugs sockets here, the ones I found that are exactly the same, there's no knurl on them. So right off the jump, you know that Stanley has a hand in telling this manufacturer, whoever it may be that makes it for them and Sonex, they told them, listen, we don't want, you know, fully chrome, we want knurl on the end of each socket. So they go ahead and do it, and therefore it's reflected in the price, because that's, even in Taiwan, that's an extra process. So if you could find it cheap, if the knurl's not critical for you, absolutely go buy it from Sonex, since it's the same thing. Or that 1/4 inch extension, if you find it somewhere else and it's the same thing, buy it from them. It's probably going to be cheaper for you, and it makes sense for most people to get the same thing, to spend less money. It's just a no-brainer. But when it comes to those extensions, absolutely the best. Sometimes you just gotta get out there and find out for yourself. It's pretty much a life lesson. Get out there and find out for yourself. Sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes it's just necessary. You can't believe everything that comes out of someone's mouth these days. But that's it. That's all I have for you. I'll be sure to leave all the links to everything I talked about in this video in the description down below. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more videos. If you like, you can check out my Twitter and Instagram if you're interested. You can also check out my KC Tool Co. affiliate link. It's in the description. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. If you're still here, consider checking out my other reviews of quality hand tools.